Shalom, welcome to this tzitzit tying tutorial. Enjoy this setup for our supplies and some ASMR. This previous tallit is my example, and I'm going to open the package now. Here are my strings that I'll be using. These strings are factory produced, but they wash really well. The Tzitzit Project is a very conscious company and uses intentionality with all of their packaging and production. And I got this lovely card which just makes the experience so personal. This is a card with differently gendered blessings, and I'll talk more about that later in the video. Let's start tying now that we have all of our supplies. The Tzitzit Project sent me these beautiful hand-spun tzitzit strings, which I accidentally included in my order. I still had some strings of my own lying around, and I prefer to use those because this tallit katan will go in the wash and the other strings are just a little bit sturdier. So I'm going to save the Tzitzit Project strings for a more delicate project. I am now separating out the longer shamash helper strings from the shorter strings. There are 4 helper strings that are longer and 12 shorter strings, and I have made another tutorial video, so I definitely encourage you to watch that one for a more complete tutorial. But basically I line them up and poke them through the hole of the garment. You can use a crochet hook to do this. I just didn't have one lying around at the moment. Then I make a double knot and make sure that the distance between the corner and the string is appropriate. And then I start with my first set of windings. These are 7 windings, and you just wind them round. And a little hack that I use, that when I get to the last winding, I include like half a winding extra, because when you lose the tension to tie the knot, it comes a little bit undone because the strings are quite elastic, and that way I can rely on having 7 windings, and I'm counting them right here. Then it's time for another double knot, and I'm going to continue to the next set of windings, and that is 8 windings. There are many Kabbalistic reasons rooted in Gematria, Jewish numerology, for the number of windings, and they vary per community. After the 8 windings, I'm going to do my 3rd set of windings, and those are 11 windings. I use the traditional Ashkenazi method, which gives you 7, 8, 11, and 13. And here is everything complete with 4 sets of windings and double knots. I'm ready to put it on. This ritual guide provides 3 blessings that you can choose in order to make the bracha, the blessing, on the tallit katan before you put it on. There is a masculine, a feminine, and a non-binary blessing. I prefer to use the traditional masculine blessing. Masculine blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us concerning the mitzvah of tzitzit. A note on gendered language and interpretation. The following blessing that you hear in translation is gender neutral and very beautiful. It shows us the potential of liturgical creativity. Please experiment and see what you like. Blessed are you, indwelling presence, Spirit of the universe, who calls us to be in connection with you by gathering the fringes. And I will make sure to link to the non-binary Hebrew project, which is a project from all over the world where Hebrew is being reimagined with a 3rd gender linguistically. Hebrew is a binary language that only traditionally gives a feminine and a masculine option, and now a non-binary or gender fluid or neutral option is being developed in Hebrew grammar. So I will make sure to link that below, because it's a very interesting linguistic and liturgical project, and there is also a gender neutral or non-binary Hebrew Siddur prayer book available. Now I will put on the tallit katan. For demonstration purposes, I'm wearing it over my normal clothes, and it is actually attractive enough to be able to do that if you want, because it's a very beautiful gauzy fabric, and this is how it looks over my clothes. Like the one I already had in purple. It is the same fabric, the same size, and the same quality. And you can wear it underneath your clothes, and even with a fitted top like this, because the fabric is so thin, it works really well. And there's just a little edge peeking out depending on how low your cut is of whatever you're wearing over it, but it looks quite attractive because it's an attractive fabric. And if you want to wear it more casually with a shirt like this in a matching color, it looks absolutely great, and no one can tell that you're wearing a tallit katan. So that is an option, a little bit more discretion. Whether you identify with the LGBTQ or queer community or not, the product of the Tzitzit Project is definitely made with a certain community and worldview in mind. You do not need to adhere or subscribe to all aspects of this worldview in order to enjoy the product. Even so, I think having a queer-owned business model that is ethical and thoughtful about its production methods and wastage and ethical employment practices and human liberation is a really worthy goal, so I'm very excited to support that. But of course, the language is for you to make your own, and whatever kavanah or bracha or version of bracha that helps you get into the frame of mind for fulfilling this mitzvah is yours to craft according to your own preferences and what resonates with you. I just wanted to add that in order to give people the options that work best for them. Thank you for joining me for today's little tutorial video. I figured there can't be too many videos showing us how to tie tzitzit and to take care of tzitzit, and the many different ways in which we can fulfill this mitzvah and make it meaningful. Especially around this time of the high holidays, it may be a purposeful mitzvah for you to take on. There is an extended delivering time for ordering the tzitzit from the Tzitzit Project, but don't let that put you off. They will ship and they notify you and communicate clearly with you what you can expect. And I wish you much joy in fulfilling this mitzvah. Wishing everyone L'Shana Tova Umetuka, a very sweet and happy new year. Shalom uvracha, with peace and blessings from my bite to your bite.